Hey everyone, Fatbird Finds Crafting here. This is Laura, and I'm here with another crafting video for you guys today. As you can see, I have out my composition book. This is my go-to for junk journaling. And I'm showing you here the process that I go through to get it ready. I love the idea of putting the washi tape on the pages. And for composition books, they are just thin notebook paper. So the best idea is to go through like this, take your glue stick and glue together 2 pages at a time. I do recommend the glue sticks, not the wet glue, because that way you get a very smooth page. The wet glue tends to warp your pages a little or make them wavy. It is a little bit time consuming, but it is something that you can sit down with a movie and, it doesn't take a lot of your attention. You can just sit there and glue your pages. And then I go back and glue the washi tape on and then cut the edges. So as I flipped through at the beginning, I showed you what it looked like with all the washi tape on the edges. And I left the last little bit of the book to do with you guys as I'm doing right here, right now. Here is the process of putting the washi tape on. Washi tape is by definition made to be temporary, so you do need to put a little glue down. Now, right here I'm showing you, I like to put the glue along the edge of the page and then place the washi tape half on one side, and then of course you flip the page and fold over the other half to the other side. Now, if you want to put the glue right on the washi tape, that works as well. Just a personal preference. And as soon as you do it a couple of times, you'll know, the way that you like to do it the best. There's no right or wrong way, just your personal preference. And that's what's so fun about the junk journal. It's nothing fancy, so you can't mess it up because it's yours. And it's just fun. So these videos always are just ideas of different ways that it can be done. But you just do it any old way that you enjoy. Another tip that might be helpful to you in this process is you can see that I am putting something underneath the pages. I use parchment paper and make it bigger than the dimensions of your composition book, just where it sticks out a little bit like I'm showing you. And that catches any of the stray glue and sticky mess, and it keeps you from gluing your pages together. This is helpful when you put the paper on the covers. It's helpful when you're doing this part of the process. And it's also very helpful when you're doing any kind of trim work on the edges of the pages. So yeah, that just keeps you from gluing your pages together and getting sticky all over the place. That's hard to clean up later. You saw me clap right there and put my hands on my notebook, and I just finished the whole thing, gluing all the pages together and the washi tape. So I was really proud of myself. This is the final step. I'm just snipping the little ends of the washi tape. I find that this goes really fast if you wait till the end and snip them all at the same time. That way you're not putting your scissors down and picking up your glue stick and putting down, picking up, that kind of thing. So if you just wait till the end, you can just snip them all really quick. And plus it's very satisfying this way. So yay, we're ready to move on. Having completed all of my pages for this junk planner, I'm ready to move on to figure out the decor for the covers, front and back. There's a quick flip through of how the washi tape look. It's a very satisfying feeling to flip through all the washi taped edges. And so it's just going to be fun to work in this book. when I get it set up just exactly the way I want to. The pages will be sturdy enough to hold glue, fabric. It'll hold stapled on, paper ephemera. This came from Michael's, this paper pad, and I'm sure that this is very familiar to all of you all. And we always complain that pages like this are hard to use because, let's face it, none of us are using much 12 by 12. And when they do these designs on these papers, instead of keeping them solid, it's very hard to use the pattern. But the front and back covers or inside covers of these composition books, they're perfect, especially for this one. I'm folding it over here so you guys can see how I'm trying to plan out which parts of the paper I want to use. And it just is ideal for this. So keep that in mind. This is what I have in mind, this little patchwork design. I had practiced that on a piece of Christmas paper, and I'm showing you all the different patterns shown on the front of the themed paper pad. And so that's my plan. I'm going to do the inside in like patchworky, spring florally kind of paper to make the patchwork fabric look. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. That's my favorite adhesive, and I'm using that to secure the paper to the cover of the composition book. We want something that's going to hold. The glue stick will just not cut it in this instance. It's your junk planner, which means it's your calendar. You're probably going to toss it into your bag or have it on your desk, and you're going to be in and out of it a lot. So you do want it to hold up. As the video plays through, it's just showing you step by step of me picking out the patterns that I want, using the themed paper to do the front cover of the composition book, the back cover of the composition book, and the inside covers. Now, you just pick and choose what suits you the best. You don't have to cover every surface. You don't have to do it ahead of time. You can cover as you go. I just got inspired by this particular paper pack, and I thought it all looked so pretty together, so springy, and I just got inspired and wanted to use as much of the paper as possible. You can pick and choose. You can just do the cover. You can just do the back. You can just do the insides. You can leave it like a composition book, anything you want to do. But this is just to hopefully inspire you to be able to decorate yours just the way you want. As you can see, I talked to you earlier about using that parchment paper. This is the ideal time to use it so that you don't glue random pages together accidentally while you're letting your Fabri-Tac sit on the front and back covers. Here's a good place to talk to you for a moment about the inspiration for this junk planner and for this video. Many people take ideas from the internet and use them and make them their own. So I will just give credit to the first person who really inspired me to do this method, and whom I am still inspired by in my junk journaling world. So this was creator Leah Green of Thrifty Day. You can see her on YouTube under Thrifty Day, on TikTok under Thrifty Day, on Instagram, and also on Patreon. I love the idea of the altered composition book. It allows for creativity, and it's not intimidating. It's a very beginner friendly and casual, and it's just something that I feel is just fun to work with. There's no pressure on it having to be something magnificent. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can just put junk in there. You can have the prettiest layout that you want to have, or the junkiest layout that you want to have. I can put my calendar in there. I can staple a to-do list for the week, or draw a list, or doodle, or, cut something out of a magazine that I want to save and don't know where else to put, and just put it in there. So it just has all kinds of appeal for a lot of different reasons. Don't you guys just love all these patterns of this paper and how they go together? I just love it. I hope that you're going to love the finished project as much as I do. And this is a good time to tell you that I might have a couple of these still available by the time you see this video. And I'm going to use the rest of the paper pack and do similar composition books. You can do the washi tape yourself. That's the time-consuming part, but I'm going to have several of the composition books made available with these beautiful covers and trim and some pages put in between for you to use to maybe start your own junk planner. It's just a great way to dive into the junk journaling world, and even if you don't junk journal in general, I just love the idea of making this a planner. It just works. We are into the home stretch here, folks. I am now decorating the inside of the covers of the composition notebook. The blue and white is going to stand alone. I was going to do the patchwork, and then I decided against it. This pink and white stripe that looks like ribbon, that's the part that I'm going to do the patchwork on. So I've got a white acrylic marker here. The patches, so to speak, are not fabric. They're just paper. They're from the same paper pad that we've been using all along. And I've got a white acrylic marker. You can pick those up anywhere. And I'm just first tracing the patch itself and then doing little hash marks to make it look like stitches. And I'm just obsessed. I'm in love with how this turned out. I would do it again. I think it's adorable. I may do another page or two to sprinkle throughout the journal itself. And to do that, you can either tape it in, that's called a tip-in, to just tape the paper in, or actually glue it to the front of one of these notebook pages. That's probably the easiest way. Or staple it, or however you want to attach it. Now I'm finishing the back cover. We're going to just glue it in. Again, I'm using the fabric tack. And we're just going to glue that onto the back, trim it up, glue the other paper onto the front, and then do the same process with the insides of the covers. Look how pretty that turned out. Man, I am loving this so much. Now, here's the thing. Okay, here's where you see me do the insides. Look how cute they are. It just looks fantastic. And actually, after we do this step, then really the final important structural part of the notebook is to secure the outside of the spine. And the easiest way to do that is with duct tape. Of course, they make all different colors now at any craft store. You can order it online. It's just called duct tape, but it comes in patterns and colors. And so I had this blue that I used for a fat bird notebook that I started out doing. I need to get that back out and work on it a little bit more with you guys. But yeah, it's just as easy as just taking a big piece off the roll and putting it from one side of the spine and gently rolling it over to the other side and then cutting off the excess. And what that does is it just holds the integrity of the notebook and of the spine itself. And because we are pasting and stapling and putting stuff all into our junk journal, we just want it to hold up. We don't want to go to all that trouble and all the creativity be lost because the spine busts. The duct tape is going to help keep that from happening. You can also help that process out by not gluing directly into the spine. Just, you know, leave about just a little 1/8 of an inch or so space in the spine where your paper stops. And then that's what we use the washi tape for. You can go back through and then cover the edges in washi tape right in the middle, because washi tape is thin and it doesn't build, you know, it doesn't build up in your spine as much. Now here we're going to cover the edges of the duct tape, because why not? We want it to be fun and festive. And so I'm going to put double trim. I put the red trim down, the little red stripe, which is the perfect color to match in this paper. And then I also have this yellow pom-pom strip. And who doesn't love a good pom-pom, right? I mean, you just can't resist. It's so cute. I love it on the outside of a journal. And then I also love it on the actual edges of the pages. And we'll do that in another video. As we go through, we will add trim like that to the pages. And the trim actually sticks right out of the journal. It makes it look cute, but junky. And I just adore the pom-poms. Now, as you can see here, I did the exact same process on the front and the back. So the trim matches front and back. And I don't know what you guys think, but I think it turned out perfect, just adorable. I'm showing you here some junk that I have put back, just waiting for the right time. I got this for my birthday. Look at that cute magnet. I got it for myself at the sticker shop. And look at these adorable stickers by Eve Anderson Draws. I've just been waiting for the right moment to use them. I think they're perfect for the cover of a junk planner, because I'm going to use all of this stuff in the junk planner, and I think it matches perfectly, and they're just beautiful. They weren't cheap, and so I really have been waiting to use them for something special, and this is it. You'll see me use some of them. I haven't used all of them, but I'm going to scatter the rest of them throughout the junk planner to kind of make it cohesive, and just to to bring the cover through to the inside. And I just can't wait to see how it all turns out. Just watch upcoming videos on the crafting channel to see the junk planner in action. I'll try to address, you know, using the junk planner and all the different layouts you can do with it. And leave a comment below and let me know what you think about my junk planner. And let me know if you plan on making a junk planner and how you're going to use it. I would love to know, and I would love to hear your ideas. So thank you all so much for watching. And as always, do hope that you stay tuned to see what Fatbird finds next, and enjoy your junk journaling. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.